All right, this for today we have IN4, area of a circle. We're going to start out with the formula, which is the area equals pi times the radius squared. Again, pi equals 3.14. Make sure you copy this down. I'll give you a few minutes to do that. So hit pause and copy this particular formula into your notes. I do know that you're also going to have the reference sheet that you'll be able to use and refer to at any time through the course of this chapter. So go ahead, hit pause, record. All right, now we're going to use that formula, which again is pi r squared, and you're going to simply take this circle and find the radius. Remember, you have to have the radius in order to use it in the formula. So we're going to simply take pi, which is 3.14, times the radius squared, which the radius squared is going to be 6 squared, which equals not 12, but 36. That is 6 times 6 equals the 36. Make certain you are doing that. That's probably the number one mistake that's made in solving this particular problem. So we're going to multiply it by 36, which when you take 3.14 times 36, this is where you can use your calculator and plug it in. 3.14 times 36, and I'm doing that now, and you get 113 and 4/100ths. And on your homework today, they're going to be asking you to round it to the nearest hundredths if necessary. And since we only go to the hundredths place value, it is not necessary to round this any further. Now, we are not finished. Make certain, once again, that you are putting a unit of measurement, which is meters. Now, it is not only meters. Because we are dealing with area, it is going to be square meters. We are trying to find out how many squares that are 1 meter by 1 meter fit inside this circle. And obviously, you're going to have portions of circles or squares inside this circle when you start to go. And you can see how some of those portions add up as you start to build that like a grid. So you have to be very, very careful on your units of measurement. Perimeter is again a situation where it is a distance around. That was finding the circumference, which we did yesterday. And that is a distance around, so it's just basically taking like a line and measuring it. In this situation, we are finding the inside, how many square meters cover this entire surface. That's why it is squared, and it is two-dimensional. That's where this 2 comes from as well. Now I want you to do letter B. So go ahead and hit pause and then solve this problem. And again, you must make certain you find the radius. Go ahead and hit pause and come back in a few minutes. All right. Now you're going to take pi, 3.14, and you're going to multiply that by the radius squared, which, what is my radius of this particular line? Well, first of all, this is the diameter. So we have to find the radius, which is half of the diameter. So you would simply take 8.6 and divide it by 2 to get 4. Decimal point goes up. Bring down the 6 and 3. And many of you could probably do that mentally. If not, again, plug it in your calculator. 4 3/10. That's what you are going to be plug it in for the radius. But it must also now be squared. This is again where things get a little more confusing, and this is where mistakes are being made because you think that you're finished by just dividing it by 2. You're not. You must square the radius. So find the radius and then square it. Plugging it into that formula and following these rules are really, really important. So now you're going to simply take 3.14 times, well, it is 4.3 squared. Well, you're going to plug that in your calculator, 4.3 times 4.3, which is going to give you 18 and 49 hundredths. So times 18 and 49 hundredths. That's what you're going to plug into your calculator, which you would already have 18 and 49 hundredths in it, and then hit times 3.14, which is going to give you 58 and 586 10,000ths. So it's a big number. Again, we are rounding to the nearest hundredths. So therefore, my hundredths place value is the 5. So we're going to take 58.0. Since the 8 is larger than 4, anything 5 or larger is going to make this number round up 1, as we've done many times before. So we get 58 and 6 hundredths. And again, unit of measurement, it is square feet. So check your answer. If yours matches up, then I would say you've got that well understood. If not, we'll try it again on the next one, but take some note that this is one that you need to ask questions on. Now do letter C, and I'll pause and come back to this, get an answer, and we'll compare. All right, so you're going to take my 3.14 times the radius. And again, this is the diameter that's given. Sometimes they'll give you the diameter, sometimes they'll give you the radius. So you got to pay attention to that. We only need to find the radius. And again, 22 divided by 2 gives me my 11. So 11, and again, it is squared. So now 3.14 times 11 times 11, which 11 times 11 is going to give you 121. And then you'll multiply that by 3.14, and you end up with 379 and 94 hundredths. And since it is in the hundredths place value, completely done, you would just simply then put, I'm going to rewrite it over here, for my unit of measurement, square inches. Okay? And many times students like to say this, 379 and 94 inches squared. It's really square inches. You would write it square inches, just because the in comes before the exponent. Many students like to call it that, but it is square inches, not inches squared. I know that's being very technical, but I did want to make certain you understood that, and we'll talk about that further in class tomorrow. Again, if you have any other questions, please write those things down so you know to ask them tomorrow in class, and hope you have a great evening.